opportunities today. When we talk about the new age, we call it new age because in 2004-5, significant regulatory changes took place in India. India became signatory to the global new WTO regime, and we agreed to change our patent policy in relation with the pharmaceutical industry, and we became, product patent regime from the 1 January 2005. And that saw huge influx of pharmaceutical companies becoming interested in India. And with the changes in our Schedule Y of the clinical trials and a lot of subsequent changes in our clinical trial related regulations in 2011 to 14 saw some changes. Then we saw a major change in the 2019 in the new drugs and clinical trial rules. So that made India a very attractive place to do business for all the life sciences sector related businesses. So let's pick up the one by one. Clinical trials. Clinical trials is when we conduct the safety efficacy studies in humans to establish the drug. To develop a new drug, we need to do the proper studies in human beings. Before that, we do in the studies in the lab and the preclinical studies in the animal models. But then we conduct the major studies from a phase 1, phase 0, phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 before we apply for the marketing of the drug, the approval for the marketing of the drug, which is the IND, the NDA application. Now, this drug development process is long process. It takes about good 8 to 10 years to bring the drug to the market from the research stage to by the time the drug comes to the pharmacy for the patients. It is an 8 to 10 year journey, and it takes about over $2 billion. It takes about $2 billion actually to bring the drug to the market. In the rupee value, it's about 19,000 crores today to bring the new drug to the market. And it takes different stakeholders like regulators, pharma companies, CROs, clinical trial professionals like you in future. So a lot of these resources are needed: labs, analytical labs, clinical labs. All these activities, regulators, ethics committees, the investigators, all these takes to bring the drug to the market. It's a comprehensive team process. It's not an individual who is involved. So a lot of massive teamwork involved in bringing a new drug to the market. And this has created a lot of opportunities in India. And if you see the journey of a professional like you can begin from a clinical research coordinator to CTA to CRA, project manager. I'll take questions later. You can do that, and later. We'll take the question towards the end. So you will grow from a CRC to vice president. I mean, that's how the career is there for the next 20, 25, 30 years. If you constantly work in the industry, you will grow a lot in this domain. So great opportunities, great salaries in this sector, constant opportunities. Even if you want to build just career in clinical trials domain, you will constantly grow, and there are opportunities. You need to work hard. You need to work ethically. You need to learn new technologies, new regulations on constant basis. Within this domain of clinical trials, another sub area is called clinical data management. So clinical data management and statistical analysis of the clinical trials is another big opportunity within clinical trial domain. So how the data is collected, how it is integrated into the system, how it is validated, and how this clinical data during the trials is statistically analyzed for the regulatory submissions. So that's another big opportunity within the clinical trials domain, and it offers completely different set of opportunities for you to grow in CDM domain. For the pharmacy students, another big opportunity is pharmacovigilance, science of drug safety. So when we conduct the clinical trials, at that stage, we ensure that the drug is safe. The drug continues to be safe from phase 1. When we do the studies, we want to ensure that the drug is safe for the patient. So phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, when we do all these phases, we ensure that the drug continues to be safe for human consumption even during the clinical trial, and for which we, during the clinical trials, we constantly do the safety studies, and that is also pharmacovigilance during clinical trials. But when the drug comes to the market after phase 3, when we apply for the NDA and we receive the approval from the regulator, our responsibility for the safety is not over. In fact, that starts now. Throughout the life cycle of the drug, till the market, till the time your drug is in the market, you have to do the safety studies, constantly obtain the safety data of the drug from the patients, from the healthcare practitioners, from litigation, legal cases, from publications, literature cases. So we have to obtain from journals, publications. So wherever there is a safety related information available about your drug or the similar drug, you have to obtain this information and process the cases and submit the data on regular basis to the regulatory agency. The regulatory agencies, like in India, we call CDSCO, is our main regulatory body, Central Drug Standards Control Organization, within which there is a Drug Controller General of India. So we have to constantly, and for pharmacovigilance in India, we have a separate program called PVPI, Pharmacovigilance Program of India. Now, in it, we have to then report this to the FDA, to the EMA, depending upon where your drug is being marketed. You have to report to the regulatory agencies the cases, the serious adverse events, you have to report it to the regulatory agencies. So that's called ICSRs, Individual Case Safety Reporting, spontaneous reports, we report, submit. During clinical trials also, we submit those cases, safety cases, during the clinical trials as well. So pharmacovigilance is a long journey. It is a journey till the time your drug is available in the market. You have to do the reporting. In fact, it's conditional. If you want your drug to be in the market, you have to do the constant pharmacovigilance. This has opened up huge opportunity for the pharmacy professionals, because you have to do the different reports. You have to first do the individual cases, then you have to do the preparation of aggregate reports, PSUR, PBRERs, PADERs, different regulatory requirements. Then signal detection. Are there new alerts coming, new signal coming? How do we build the risk management plan in case things go wrong? How the role of the drug safety physicians? How do we conduct the quality assurance? How we use the safety databases, softwares to do the pharmacovigilance activities. So it's a huge area, good opportunity. I'm in pharmacovigilance domain for the last about 20 years, and I've seen people how they build career from a drug safety associate to today vice president, president levels in the companies. So you have a great opportunity for the pharmacy professionals where you can begin your career as a drug safety associate, go into QC, work as a team lead, go as a project manager, and then go into aggregate reports, signal detection, risk management strategies, quality assurance audits. So long career opportunity for you in this sector. Then third big opportunity for the pharmacy professionals is regulatory affairs. Now, regulatory affairs is a big area for pharmacy professionals. Regulatory is the backbone of pharma sector. Everything you do in pharma company has got the regulatory implications. Whether you want to do the clinical trials, regulatory is involved. Drug controller, CDSCO, FDA, EMA, TGA, PMDA in Japan, TGA in Australia. All these regulatory agencies are involved if you want to do clinical trials. So you have to obtain approvals for clinical trials from the regulatory agencies. Now, you want to manufacture your drug. Manufacturing drug is highly regulated because it's for the human or animal consumption. So you want to ensure that the drug is being manufactured with as per GMP, good manufacturing practice guidelines, and then country specific regulations. WHO, country, India has got our Schedule M for the GMP quality of the drugs. Every country, MHRA in UK, FDA, EMA in Europe, they have their own GMP regulations. So we have to ensure that we understand these regulations properly. Now we want to market our drug. After the drug is manufactured, we need to market. We need to market in India. We need to follow regulations. I want to market my drug. I want to see whether my drug is eligible for even the export in US or Europe or Eastern Europe or in Africa, Middle East, whether I can export my drug. If yes, what are the regulations in that country? What are the common technical documents? What are the local regulations I need to follow? How do I do the dossier submission in each country? How do I follow the post-marketing compliances of each country? How do we package, ship, everything, transportation of the drug? Even a thing which is slightly underestimated is the transportation. Very highly controlled because you are transporting drugs, temperature controls, how your product is being transported in trucks, in refrigerated, in the ships. Everything is highly regulated. And that's where the role of a regulatory affairs come into place. You have to face regulatory inspections by the various regulatory authorities. And there is no department within the pharma company which is not touched by the regulatory affairs department. So that's one big opportunity today, and it will constantly grow. It will have opportunities for you for the next 25, 30, 40, whatever the AI comes, doesn't come, the regulatory will constantly grow for you. Then comes new areas, very new areas now, which is coming up in the last only about 5, 6 years, where there's a growth coming in the medical devices. So in India, the medical device story started mostly post-COVID. So prior to COVID, I think 80-85% of the medical devices in our country were being imported. So a lot of import-related regulations are there in India today. India is highly regulated market. When I say highly regulated market, it's a good news for people like you, for all of us in this industry, as Regulations means good news because it's all the drug devices are for human or animal consumption. The more regulations is good news because it's ensuring the safety of the patient. So medical device is now highly regulated in India. We have our own regulations. There is a very strong regulations in EU called EU medical MDR, EU MDR, Medical Device Regulations of Europe. Uh, so it's a very highly regulated area. And now post-COVID, India is becoming a destination where a lot of companies have started manufacturing make in India devices. So very make in India policy of the government, which came a few years back, is paying off now. And if you see the Andhra Pradesh has got there are regions within India where the medical devices parks are coming, and India is slowly becoming a good destination for developing new manufacturing new medical devices. This will open up a lot of opportunities. This does not mean only the opportunities for the engineers, biomedical engineers, but also for the pharmacy students are preferred in these uh, roles as well. Another area we pick it up for the pharmacy student is pharma business consulting, pharma business analytics. So a lot of you would have heard about analysts in companies. We see this very common role these days. Every day that business analyst in a telecom company, business analyst in pharma company, business analyst in Uber, Ola, business analyst in Zerodha, business analyst in every industry you go, there is a business analyst. Now, what do they do in every industry? They to take important business decisions, they analyze data because the insights into the data will give you the solution to your future problems, solutions to your problems, current or future. The answer lies in data. As we call it now, the data is the new oil, new petroleum, actually, because the answer lies in your problems, the answer lies in the data sets. So in pharmaceutical industry, we use the data analytics, the pharmaceutical business analytics, very, there's a lot of usage. So I'll today talk about few used cases in the pharma sector. So let's say you as a large company, pharmaceutical company, Pfizer, Novartis, all the big names you have heard, they want to develop a new molecule. The new molecule, let's say for cancer. But how do we decide that whether we have to put money in cancer? If cancer, which cancer? Head and neck cancer, lung cancer, breast cancer. Where do we put our money? Because investing in the new drug will take me $2-3 billion. It might take me 8-9 years. It will take me 8-9 years. It will take me $2-3 billion depending upon the therapy area we are targeting. Now, how do we take the important decision? And third important point is that whether there is a real disease which we need to cure, do we need to find out which diseases have the current cures not available, or the right cure is not available, or the current therapies are not working actually. So how do we take this decision? We cannot just go and invest $2-3 billion with our gut feel. We have to analyze scientifically all the data. We need to see the prevalence of the disease, prevalence of various cancers, which are the therapies which are available to treat these cancers, how the, epidemiology you must have studied in your pharmacy, basics of epidemiology at least. You need to study the epidemiology of the disease, the prevalence of the cases in different geographies, which are the current players who are developing these drugs, which are the new drugs in pipeline, how do we price the drug, what is the current pricing of the drug, what will be the demand when we bring the drug to the market after 8 years. I need to predict because I need to invest $2 billion. So unless I predict properly, I cannot go to Jyotshi or the someone reading palms. I need to scientifically analyze the data and see what will be the growth of my drug or sale of my drug in 2029 or 2020, 2032. So what will be the growth at that time? What will be the demand? Who will be the competitors at that time? Pricing, whether it's paid by the insurance companies or the government will reimburse or patients will pay out of pocket. If what will be the pricing model we will follow? What will be the likely price? Because once I know and have some estimates of price, only then I can spend $2-3 billion. Otherwise, why would I do that? And whether the most important is the scientific justification, whether my new treatment will be able to treat that specific cancer. All these answers lie in pharma business analytics. We do comparative intelligence, we do forecasting, we health economics, pricing related issues, sales forecasting, how do we forecast sales analytics, patient level journey, patient level analytics. So let's say my patient has to invest in treatment. What will be the journey like from the point the patient comes to the doctor and that patient goes through the entire journey till they get cured or till they are terminated? What will be the patient level journey? That will give me a lot of insights into how my drug is going to behave in certain cancers, what will be the pricing impact, all those things. So we have to do a lot of research, primary, secondary research. So all this requires a lot of different skill sets into the technology skill sets, learning a bit of data science, Python, Tableau, all these things. So it's a great area for people like you who have good understanding of pharmacy and good communication, good fundamentally in your education. It's a great area to be. Other areas, little bit, will focus medical writing, scientific writing is more for a matured, once you acquire certain in the experience in any of these above areas in pharmacovigilance or clinical trials, regulatory, medical writing is a great sort of a career option once you acquire experience in certain domain. You have a good understanding of science, you are able to read papers, you are able to analyze papers, you are able to write in a good English, scientific English, you are able to churn the numbers, you are able to analyze the uh, data sets. So that's where the role of medical writers once you go at the higher level, you will learn. We will also talk about a little bit about the, one of those skill sets. We just saw what kind of a skill sets you need if you want to be in clinical research or pharmacovigilance, data management, regulatory, medical devices, pharma business analytics. You need to have different skill sets. So for those skill sets, of course, a formal learning is always advisable, because that way, when you appear for the job interviews, you will be able to answer a lot of questions. And today, the recruiters are facing a big challenge of projects. They have projects, but they don't have trained people. So they need trained people who can be immediately deployed on the projects without, spending too much time on more training. They will train you, of course, the recruiters on the project specific training, SOPs, internal SOPs, but you must understand before joining a company, clinical trials, pharmacovigilance, all these subjects in depth. One of the important skill set is the English communication skill, written, spoken, listening ability is very important. We write well, we speak well, but we don't listen. And listening is not an English problem. It's our own problem on not listening to others. And we are in a hurry to respond. And in that process, we forget or we do not pay attention to what others are saying, in fact, and we try to assume a question and we don't listen and we answer. And we end up answering wrong. You must have seen this at times. It happens. People have not finished that sentence and we are so restless that we immediately want to respond. So this happens at a senior level, even in the company. So good English communication skill set, because this industry is all English driven, whether in India or overseas clients, US, European clients. This industry is primarily English driven industry. So our vernacular languages, whatever that is in each region of India, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Hindi, and the other languages, Marathi, Gujarati, but that is good for our other development, our personal development, our emotional development. But at the end of the day, when we go professionally, it is in this particular sector at least, the English is a binding language globally. So you'll be working with a lot of customers in US or Europe or Australia, Canada, and English is one of the key factors there. Presentation skills and group discussions. You should be able to present. Today, this is one of the most important skill sets. You'll be working on different areas. You may have to present it to your colleagues, your seniors, your contemporaries, customers, investigators. You have to do a lot of presentations. So you should be able to speak, present well, without looking at the slide. Also, you should be able to explain the topic well. So speaking individually and how we behave in a group, and we all have seen this, how we behave in fact in a group discussions. Everyone is in a hurry to speak. There are norms, there are guidelines to speak in a group. When you're speaking in a group, how do you present yourself? How do you behave in that group? Do you let speak others? Do you listen to what others are speaking? How do you moderate a group when you're speaking in a group? Because it's a very important skill set when you go and work in the corporates. And people have this bulldozer attitude, and we see in the lot of television channels, without naming them, how people are eager to speak. They speak over each other, and they do not even have a basic, norm of a group discussion. So keyboard skills, very important. I'll summarize in a single sentence. There are no pen and paper jobs in the sector where you're going to work. Everything is computer based. It's not necessarily programming based, but everything is on a computer now. Not on cell phones, not pen and paper, proper computers, not iPads, proper computers. And that's where you need to have good keyboard skill sets. All basic office packages like Word, PowerPoint, Excel are bread and butter today. You need to type well on keyboard. You need to know Excel, basic data churning on Excel. Preparing a small presentation, you're an investigator, you're working on a clinical trial or in regulatory, your team asks you, your boss asks you to make a small presentation, and you should be able to do that without taking any help. So very critical to build these skill sets. Soft skills, very important. Time management, team working. There's no I in this profession. Everything is about team. I'm not in a showroom selling a product, I'm in pharmacy, life sciences business, clinical trials business, pharmacovigilance business, where I'm a part of a large team. Even if I become a director, I'm a part of a large team. As a director, I should be able to work in a team. As a drug safety associate or as a research coordinator, I should be able to work in a team. Very critical that skill set of working in a team and not I attitude is critical when you work in this sector. Time management. Two small examples on the time. You want to go for an interview to a large company, go to the campus of a company in a Bangalore or in Coimbatore now or in Hyderabad or in Mumbai, Pune. You go to a company where you are being interviewed in, let's say, Cognizant Technologies. Now you go, your interview is at 10 o'clock and you are happy, you reach 10 to 10, you're very happy that I've arrived 10 minutes before. In most probabilities, you might lose that interview because your 10 minutes will take, more than 10 minutes will take at a security gate when there are 20 other people waiting for the security clearance from the gate. They will check your laptop, bag, they will take your picture, prepare your pass. Then you are asked to proceed for the interview and walking to the building where you will reach in an IT park will take you another 10-15 minutes to reach that office. You take elevator, there's a long queue, and by the time you reach that office is 10:20 and you're 20 minutes late, in fact, for the interview. So this happens and you feel you are early. So time management is so critical. Find out before reaching for an interview, whoever is organized for your interview, ask them. So how much time it will take me from a gate to this place so that you can plan your interview timing. Even if you're online these days, just log in time because you don't know how your computer is going to behave, how your net connection may give up at the last minute. You may have a lot of challenges of Teams or Google Meet or Zoom. There is something happening on computer. So try to log in 10 minutes before. See if you can solve your problems and you're ready for the meeting. If the 10 o'clock meeting, you don't want to be joining at 10, and most likely you're going to get late. Another time management example is a 1 day delay in the launch of a drug. When you're doing the clinical trials of a drug and you're applying for a marketing, and there is a 1 day delay, every day is about $1 million or more because it will take you $1 million loss every day delay in launching of a drug. And imagine a 100-day delay, $100 million loss to a pharma company. So ask a big pharma company what a 1 day means in the life of a pharmaceutical company, in the life of a new drug development. So I think timing is so critical for you today to understand. The flexibility and mobility. And for the career beginners, you're at stage where you are. Don't, and I think a lot of you are from the Coimbatore today, but from the other parts of the country may have joined into this session. Remain open to work in any city. Me, a lot of my colleagues in the industry in the last 30 years, we spent significant time in working in different cities of India. I personally and a lot of my friends and colleagues in the industry have exposure of working in southern cities, northern cities, western cities, and that gives us today a strong network. I personally have network in most cities in India today. I have network in most international cities where I agreed for the opportunities to work. It's important for you to remain mobile and willing to work in any city to begin with. Do not say that if I get job in Delhi or Coimbatore or Chennai or X place, I'll only work here because that's what I feel. No, I think it will give you a lot of exposure. If you want to become top, if you want to grow in industry, you want to be a general manager, vice president, remain open to work from anywhere, and you will see the growth you will get with that. Important point today I will talk about today here before we move into the bit about Cliniminds is artificial intelligence. It's a flavor of the month. A lot of talk, a lot of things in our life are coming and touching. The AI is touching slowly every industry today we talk about. So a lot of times students ask questions, are we going to lose jobs? Answer is no. But you might lose job to a person who knows AI. So someone who has AI skills is likely to clear that interview in comparison to you. Learning AI is going to be extremely useful. And when we talk about our industry in clinical trials, early stage adoption of AI, one thing very clear, do not worry for the next several years about losing job, unless frankly machines take over everything, which is not possible. A lot of these clinical trials are human touch. There is a conduct of a study, there is a documentation of a study, there is a monitoring of a study, drug dispensing of a study, writing reports, submission to the regulators. These areas is long time before AI can do any significant impact, and that also will not have any impact on jobs. Your processes will improve. A process which takes you 2 hours, you may take 1.5 hours, but the process remains same. So a lot of those things, the things may go into automation, more technology oriented, but you're not losing job there. The adoption of technology is important today. Everyone must understand and adapt the technology, but without fear of tech. I think a lot of people do not build a career. They think, oh, my job is anyway going to go in the next 2 years. Why you're thinking this way? You don't need to think this way that my job will be eventually taken. Your job will be taken not by AI, by your friend who is good in AI, who can apply, use AI tools in the office environment. Let's take a very small example of today, DeepSeek, ChatGPT. So a lot of tools. And what we do when we do the use ChatGPT, what are we using for? So most of us today are using ChatGPT for doing their school projects or pharmacy college project or assignment. And what we do in that process, we pretty much end up copy pasting. I'm not generalizing this statement, but it happens. I've seen this. I say this, see this day in, day out. People end up doing copy paste of the school projects or your pharmacy term projects, and you copy paste from the chat GPT. And that's a wrong use of chat GPT because one, you're not learning anything. You don't even read what you have written. You've asked ChatGPT to produce a report. You have written some sort of a commands, and it produces reports. You just copy paste, and 90% students don't even read that what they've written in the report. And when the viva happens, and someone asks you a question from your report, you have not even read the report properly. I say this day in, day out. This happened because you have not written it. You have not written this whole thing. Take ChatGPT to assist you with literature search. Use ChatGPT to improve what you have written yourself. Use ChatGPT to get more references, to learn the various techniques of writing. But do not use ChatGPT rampantly, copying paste. I'll tell you some funny examples. I get a very small email by a student who wants to raise a one-line concern about something and they end up writing a one full page because that's what the chat GPT told them to write, or it wrote for them and they copy pasted, and your message is lost in that huge one pager when you could have done with the almost 2 lines of your English. So it's not needed. What you need is the 2 good lines you have written, and you seek an input from ChatGPT. Please help me in correcting my English, or can help me in restructuring my sentence. That will be the right use of ChatGPT. I want to do a good literature search from PubMed, and instead of PubMed, I've used actually ChatGPT. But then I should be able to find out a right literature for my publication writing using ChatGPT. I should ideally, at your level, use PubMed. If you use PubMed, you will learn 10 times better than ChatGPT because your foundation of PubMed is strong. Because automation is not going to teach what you can learn on PubMed about finding a new literature, reading it, writing it, then rewriting it, analyzing it. If PubMed does, if the ChatGPT does everything for you, it searches your literature, it analyzes data, and it gives you the narrative. You have not learned anything for science, and that will be a problem with the automation and AI. So use AI rationally, use AI in the way it can help you. And today, I mean, to some of you may not sound sense, but you will realize this as we progress, that how the AI is not going to be helpful in certain areas. So see how to note these points, but then see how so technology, you're not going to lose jobs. Technology, you're going to lose job to your friend or a colleague who knows technology because he or she will do their job better in comparison to you. Learn tech rationally, learn tech to improve your skill sets. Few minutes about the organization Cliniminds I work for. Cliniminds established in the year 2004. You have seen this part of the presentation. Today we are 20 years plus into this domain. We have trained over 11,500 students globally, and over 7,000 plus in India. In fact, out of this 11,500, 7,000 plus are from India, working today in large number of companies, CROs, pharma companies, research companies. So we have good trained expert teams. We use a lot of technology. We bring in whatever the new today industry is facing, we bring those part of the programs. We have very good live interactive sessions like what we are today. I'll be taking your question shortly. And that's how we teach interactive learning. Students come live, they see each other, they see the trainers. We have excellent state-of-the-art technology LMS platform where students learn these live sessions, audio video recordings, good quality online content, assessments, examinations. A lot of AI learning tools we have built as a part of our learning process. Analytics, how you're performing, you will get a lot of information. Assessments, global. These are some of our customers with whom we work. We provide our specialized training and consulting solutions. So you can see the top names we work with globally, including WHO and all organizations. Today, our programs are government accredited. So there's a body called Life Sciences Sector Skill Development Council under the Ministry of Skill Development, Entrepreneurship, NSTC, NCVET, Skill India. So programs are certified, accredited by the life sciences sector. So all students, they get this certification once they complete the program. Our different global awards for the last several years, we have won several awards for the various. We are led by, so we are how we are different in comparison to. One of the major comparisons is we are a science-driven institution. We run a fairly serious scientific and this includes the top academicians to clinical research, pharmacovigilance, regulatory, medical professionals, medical device professionals who sit on our academic and advisory board, and they guide us, our students, on the new programs, new opportunities, how we can improve our programs, what our students' opportunities can look for in future. So we work with this academic advisory board very closely, and we are highly science, driven institute, which you can see in this advisory board. And this helps us. This has helped us surviving in this sector for the last 20 years, not only surviving, but growing in the last 20 years and becoming today a global player in the life sciences training and skilling sector. These are some of our, trainers, faculties, consultants who teach, provide consulting solutions to our clients. These are our technology partners. What we strongly believe, all our training programs are industry linked, technology linked, built-in internships, built-in softwares as a part of. So for that, we have tied up with the Tara PV, for example, global technology platform for pharmacovigilance. Innovate Research is a global CRO. Cliniminds is, again, a technology platform company in various areas they operate. Dot Compliance is the Israel-based, company into the quality management system. Thinkai is a CRO owned by our group, in fact. So a lot of these organizations help you in learning better, bringing in the more quality, more practical learnings so that we can place you. Here's some of our consulting solutions. I will skip this for you for the time being. Why Cliniminds? Over the years, we are 18 years plus, 11,500, 20 plus, 200 plus organizations where we place our students today. We have strong tie-ups, relationships with the industry. We provide excellent placement support to the students. The moment you join Cliniminds or we work with your institution to help you with the placement, we provide complete support till you are placed in the industry. We are nationally, internationally accredited, top placement or top, faculties which we have who will help you in learning. So with this, this is our global network where we receive our students from, and we have our network of consultants in these countries. Thank you. So I'll take a pause here, but I'll be happy to take questions. You can raise hands, we can unmute you, and you can then ask questions, please. And I'm happy to answer. Yes, Harish Paningre, you can unmute yourself.
We can first see, so there are students from PPG College of Pharmacy, and Dr. Divakar is there. So
yeah, Dr. Divakar, yeah, over to you, sir.
There will be students from PPG who would ask questions.
Students from PPT, please feel free to ask questions. Start testing questions anyway. So, PPT Pharmacy, you have a question?
Audible, sir?
Yes, good afternoon.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. The question is, you talked about pharmacovigilance in regulatory affairs, and we also talked about the evolvement in AI, sir. We also face that negative issue of job security, and you face that, sir. What else do you think would be the negative aspect in the evolving AI, sir?
So there are no negative aspects of AI in PV. So understand where the PV, what the various levels of PV are. So in PV, we have regulatory, we have case processing, we have aggregate reports, we have signal detection risk management, we have quality assurance audits and compliances. At this stage where the AI is being experimented is in the area of case processing. Within case processing also, there's a case processor level, then there is a QC, there is a medical review, there is a case submission. So only at this stage, case processing side or triage side is being used. So it will not have impact on you won't have several job losses in the next coming year. What you need to do is to acquire this knowledge. So if you want to be in pharmacovigilance, then acquire this knowledge of AI in PV, how it is being used. So you will be, if the company is today interviewing candidates and you know the AI in PV, they're likely to hire you in comparison to a candidate who doesn't know anything about AI in PV. So AI doesn't mean job loss. There are certain repetitive processes where we can use AI and reduce the timelines for the customers. QC will remain same. Narrative writing will remain same. AI will write. But also, not every company today can afford AI. There are a lot of companies who can't get AI. AI is going to be expensive. AI is, don't see the AI as a cheap ChatGPT kind of environment. When I have to do the AI implementation of my case processing process, I need to spend millions of dollars upfront. It's not that I will use ChatGPT backbone and do my case processing. No, zero of chances of that. You need to build your own platform. You have to train your own system. You have to train the system with data. And even if there are certain elements you do the case processing AI, that's okay. Only certain companies have the ability to spend millions of dollars on the case processing. So even if there are technology companies who can offer, it will be expensive solution. So far, whatever the limited implementation has taken place is very expensive to implement. And yet you're not 100% sure whether the results which AI giving is correct or incorrect, which means you're deploying another layer of QC team which will handle that. So don't worry about job losses in the next several years in this space.
Sir, it would be helpful for us if you tell us in detail about.
I cannot hear you well. Please come closer to the mic wherever you are.
Not sir.
Better.
Sir, it would be better for us if you tell in detail about the placements and training in your
Right. Right. So what we do as a part of the Cliniminds, we have our own programs where students can come and join our program. And at the end of your, last semester, basically, you come and join our program and we provide you the extensive training in clinical trials and pharmacovigilance. And once program ends, we help you with the placements. And we have a short placement program. Last 20 years, 11,000 plus placements in the 200 plus companies. What you need to do is to participate programming well, whatever we are teaching, understand that well. We prepare you for the interviews, then we send you for the interviews. We have a second model where we tie up with the colleges, where we can do a training for, if we have a 20 students in a batch or 15 to 20 students in a batch, we can customize the training for your college itself. And that can be the fee and all can be discussed with your management at a later stage. But if you have 15, 20 students, we can customize the program and the duration for your college, and then provide the placement support as well to your college specifically. So we have both models basically. I think there were some more names earlier. Harish, I saw some hands earlier raised. Yeah, there's an iPhone name called iPhone, please. Yes.
Yeah, the thing is,
Please
what is the
introduce
scope
yourself,
of?
Mr.
Yeah,
Mr.
myself
iPhone.
Harish.
Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, myself Harish. I'm working as a systematic literacy reviewer in a company, or a
Okay.
Kickstart. My question is, while you're checking that business, how the scope of the business analytical course compare with the pharmacovigilance and other sectors like CDM and these stuffs?
Yeah. So if you are in SLR, already working in SL,
Yeah, I'm
or
already
you,
working as an SLR.
yeah. So if you're working in SLR, your next career growth is going to come from the business analytics, not from pharmacovigilance or clinical trials or data management, because SLR has a logical extension use case in business analytics domain, and
Okay.
also in the health economics. So we have a training program called Health Economics and Pricing. So that area, students with the SLR are first preference always. Even in the students who have a SLR experience, if they come into the analytics and the CI and the forecasting, they are first preferred candidates over other candidates. So yes, excellent use case of SLR in HEOR or in the business analytics domain.
Okay. What is the scope of the SLR in the India? While you see, I could see so many like PV companies and the CDM companies, but the SLR companies are very low compared to the HEOR
No,
companies
sir.
also.
No, sir. There are no separate SLR companies. There are companies which are into the business analytics, pharmaceutical business analytics. So you have all the big ones: IQVIA, Genpact, Accenture, Deloitte, Syneos. Then you have Pharmais. You have lots of companies. There are over 100 companies in this space. So SLR is one of the functions in that company, or it is one of the functions within the business analytics role. If you go into the larger business analytics role, SLR is your specific skill set. So if you, let's say you go into the HEOR pricing. So in that, your SLR skill set is going to help you to grow into the pricing and HEOR. No, I can't hear you, Harish.
Can you?
Yeah. Sorry, Harish, come again. Come again, Harish. Yeah. iPhone, unmute yourself, please. Yeah. Yeah, please unmute yourself. Yeah. Come closer to your wherever you are. Right.
Yeah.
Your voice is breaking, Harish. You have to come and speak at one point. I think you're breaking in between.
Now I'm audible to you?
Better, yes.
Yeah, the thing I'm asking is Cliniminds would support for the experienced candidate to jump into the HEOR like this
Yes.
stuff, or it's so?
Yes, we have a HEOR specialized program which we teach, and we assist in the job placements in HEOR domain.
Okay, rather than choosing a business analytics, HEOR is preferred, like it would
Preferred
be better
course.
or?
Yeah, preferred course. You can leave your number here in the window. One of my colleagues who handles the HEOR, she will contact you.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Yeah. Sakshi, yes, Dr. Sakshi, yes, please.
Can I just give you any other question from the PPG? Okay, we'll move to Sakshi.
Dr. Sakshi, please. Yeah.
Hello, sir. Myself, Dr. Sakshi from Mumbai. I've done my bachelor in dental surgery 2 years back, and now I'm planning to transition to this non-clinical sector. I just wanted to ask you, like, this is all new things for us. Like, we have never heard also so many things. So
Absolutely.
how is the transition for dentists? Like, what is your opinion on it?
Right. So, Dr. Sakshi, excellent question. In fact, if you see our Cliniminds or this industry, if you see overall, In fact, 15 to 20% workforce in pharmacovigilance or in clinical trials are BDS doctors. So large number of workforce from BDS has in fact come into this domain of pharmacovigilance or even in clinical trials. Now, what happens? I'll give you a bit of experience and examples from BDS. So a lot of BDS who come, they are not able to find the right jobs as the dental surgeons, or even if they find jobs, they are comparatively lower paid in the initial several years. So they come to us, we train them in clinical research and pharmacovigilance. Then we are able to find them a job in pharmacovigilance or in clinical trials. In pharmacovigilance, on an average for a BDS, starting salary is 3.5 lakh rupees, the beginning, minimum. And once they come into this sector, they are able to build a long-term career. In fact, a lot of my former students, BDS, are now on very senior positions in pharmacovigilance domain. So excellent career choice. The transition is in fact very easy in a sense. You're good science and medical pharmacy. You have learned pharmacy, you're a good medical student. So learning clinical trials pharmacovigilance would be easier for you. And you will find a good career transition in this sector. So we have good number of, in fact, over 1,500 plus BDS within our student network who are, who transition from BDS to this career.
Yes, I get it. Thank you so much, sir. That was the main concern because the
Yes.
salary is very low as a dental surgeon.
That's right.
So we can negotiate to know if we want a salary like 3.5 is the starting, but we can achieve more, right?
Negotiation depends purely upon your skill set and the company.
Okay.
That's that's for later. We can talk one-to-one later on these things.
Thank you so much,
Yes,
sir.
PPT. Yeah, PPT team. Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. We would like to go ahead with the vote of thanks from the PPT College Forms.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's my privilege to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks as we conclude this session. First and foremost, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Mr. Kamal Sahani, founder and managing director of Cliniminds, for their insightful and engaging contributions. Your knowledge and expertise have truly enriched our understandings and made this event a grateful success. I would like to thank the management for organizing this event. A special thanks to our organizer, Mr. Madhusi Divakar sir, and team members who worked tirelessly behind the scene to ensure everything ran smoothly. Your dedicated commitments are deeply appreciated. I also extend my appreciation to our esteemed guests and participants for their time, enthusiasm, and active engagement.